Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 18 of the Futbol Town Show as we bring you the run home to the V-League Premiership. And to kick it all off, it is Essendon taking on Brimbank, two old-time rivals. Mickleham have a tough task as they take on Pascoe Vale, who are in the hunt for the Premiership. The Blood CF Brunswick, they are desperate to get out of the relegation zone, but what a mighty task they face in the Invincibles of North Melbourne. The Sky Blues of Metropolitan take on Fitzroy. The Sky Blues looking to find some form heading up to Friday night's League Cup action. Paran also in Friday night League Cup action look to maintain their winning ways as they take on bottom boys Richmond. And to round it all up, it's the Green Machine of Ashburton taking on Baldwin. This one is going to be a mid-table fiery affair. Both teams equal on points but desperate to climb up into that fourth position spot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a week it was last week. Some huge clashes in the run home. Things really heating up. North Melbourne got another 3 points and Pascoe Vale got a big win over the Sky Blues of Metro. And of course, at the rear end of the table, at this end of the season, there's always teams battling it out to avoid the relegation battles. Well, one team who is desperate to avoid those battles is Brimbank. They took on old-time rivals Essendon to kick off the card, and it was Diego Aceeda who fired off a toe poke. Lovely celebrations from the Brazilian there. Vasilevsky, though, streamed forward soon after and put in a walloper past Con Rakish's net. But Diego Aceeda was at it again, the unlikely two-time goal scorer in this one, getting Essendon off to a flying start. And a returning JJ, well, he caused headaches for Brimbank all night. The superstar back in action, and wouldn't Essendon be happy with him, along with their new signings of Uda Darwin and Anthony Hammer, looking a real strong contender, an outside contender that is, for the League Cup. They beat Ashburton on Friday night in the first round, and they progressed to face none other than Brimbank, the lads who they were facing on this night. And well, didn't they put out a mighty message to him? Vlado Zoric, the experienced one, and he's joined by another new signing, Antonovic. Well, like I said earlier, looking a real threat. Brimbank were without Alia Karic and Alasevic, their number one striker, so a little bit of a reasoning there for why they got walloped on the night. But you've got to say, Essendon are looking to be a really powerful team heading into, of course, even the prestigious FOS Cup. JJ, well, he was just in great form, a man of the match performance, 5 stunning goals on the night. And Brimbank, well, they were left wondering what they have to do to beat these lads when it comes to League Cup action in round 2. Con Macris went down with a head injury late on. Hopefully he'll be back next week. But let's go down to the man of the match for the post-match interview.
It's good to be back. I haven't been playing for about 4 weeks or so. But yeah, definitely be back next week, and can't wait for the cup game against these guys as well. I mean, Brimbank were a bit under-strength as far as I know. Other than that, played well. We were just too good tonight, in all honesty.
The next clash of the night saw Mickleham take on Pascoe Vale. Once upon a time, these two were facing off in the FOS Cup final just a few seasons ago. Mickleham sadly have fallen from grace. They find themselves in the relegation zone at this half of the season. Of course, they're desperate for some points, perhaps to climb up and once again see FOS Cup action. It is unlikely. The good signs, however, the big lad Ilke out there has absolutely been on fire, giving teams a lot of headaches. Just watch the run he made here. Absolutely had the Pascoe Vale lad swimming. As presumed, it was Pascoe Vale who got off to a flying start though. A 4-goal lead heading into half-time. Too much quality out there. Jimmy Blackburn, of course, Joao, Golden Boy, De Silva, plenty of firing power. With El Clasico, that massive match looming against North Melbourne, which is just in a week's time, Pascoe Vale are looking to find their goal-scoring ways. Mickleham was the perfect opportunity. However, Andre Carroll was denied by the crossbar just before half-time. Sem Bice was only to concede 1 goal on the night, the young goalkeeper, reserve goalkeeper that is, finding his form. The goal came from the player-manager of Mickleham FC, Ruben Tripanowski. He's been in great form. And watch this strike from Ilk, hit the upright. Fantastic strike by the big lad. The title this year, very full well, could come down to goal difference, so Pascoe Vale were desperate to get plenty on the board and get their goal difference above North Melbourne's. Of course, manager Paul Vidic has been very sceptical of his team week in, week out. Despite their huge victories, he's always demanding more from these Pascoe Vale lads. Here's what he had to say after the match.
You just know as a coach inside that, you know, the way your boys can play, I don't think we're playing right at the moment. I mean, for us to play against North Melbourne next week, we need to be probably a lot more faster, quicker. Yeah, I don't think we're playing well at all, to tell you the truth.
Welcome back, frothers, and let me tell you something, viewers. The last game, well, it was a top team versus a relegation team. This is the same, but Brunswick, as we know, the Bloods, very capable. Lads, can you see him getting a point out of this?
They always put in a big performance against the top team, Brunswick. A few weeks ago they drew Pescaval, so it wouldn't surprise me. Big Bird.
What a lineup we have here. Is this a first in the Nike B-League Premiership? 11 players for North Melbourne.
Perhaps the old Melbourne Uni stat man, did they ever break that record?
Yeah, she could be right there, Neil.
But look here, we've got our Futsalroos returning, Bruce Roslin returning, Italiano from the island as well. Quality names here.
But there's so many quality players in that North Melbourne side. It's who you're going to start, who you're going to sub. Doesn't matter because they're all quality.
Indeed.
And they're, like you said, Neil, the 3-time champions. Want to make it 4 times. And I'm sure Milton wants to do what Nick the Corral's done. Back-to-back premierships. They're desperate for points, Brunswick, Neil. We've just seen earlier Fitzroy going down to... No, they didn't, have they?
No, you're thinking of in League Cup action. They haven't played yet tonight, Fitzroy.
And there's a great pass there by Adam Cooper to Diego Peroi, and he makes no mistake about it, Neil. North Melbourne 1-0 in front.
As usual, for North Melbourne.
What a ball by
always,
Cooper.
well, he can give balls like that because he always knows there's going to be a player right there lurking near around the back post.
Centimetre perfect, Neil.
It was, wasn't it? And he's so good with both feet, Adam Cooper.
And he can wallop it.
Shame that he got the red card, or else he would have been in line for the prestigious best and fairest.
There's one bloke that's in line for it, it's Diego Peroi. Had a fantastic season. So has Mirzad Bedic. Hara, yes, you know, he will be back.
Are you, really?
Yes.
Because that's international froth.
How do you know that, Steady?
When I spoke to Hara.
When did you speak to
He
Hara?
got the sharp, was great save, Christos Apostolakis. I love the technique when he gets on that one knee.
Made himself big.
Yes, he times it to perfection.
He was proposing to Sharples.
And he's got the fluorescent boots on.
Yes, just back from his holiday. They frothed
Thiago Fiore.
See what the difference was there? Christos at the other end saves it, and it goes through the cake of Jimmy Brennan there. And it goes 2-0 to North Melbourne.
Jeez, what a through ball that is, but Apostolakis encouraged was in no man's land. Would have thought he would have been harder. Oh yeah, no. Fiore made a beautiful run up the wing there. And then around, it wasn't to the cake hole, it was around Jimmy Brennan, but...
Jesus, a big crowd in tonight at 407 Victoria.
Spirit Carcass loves it, doesn't he? He gets involved.
Yeah, he froths hard, doesn't he? So does Nick Iglesias, the blinker.
Why do you call him the blinker stat man?
Well, you tell me, Neil.
I haven't seen him blink once so far this game.
That's why he's the blinker.
Bit of a play on words.
Guy Costa's out there now. What can he manufacture, Neil? Guy Costa.
Well, he's been the class when it's counted.
The unknown one, the much-travelled one.
The unknown one, everyone knows Ricardo Castro.
And in a sense, where's he been?
Well, maybe they didn't know him because they paid...
A lot of respect.
Yes, that's exactly right.
A little respect because...
At the top of the D, Toba, and didn't he love it? Didn't he love scoring that goal for his new club? Geez, Barry Antoff really beat Al Gharabi there. Al Gharabi was slugging.
Yes, has Jimmy Brennan done the wrong move, crossing from 50?
Castro beats 3, that's skill. And he lets Tui know about it, gives him a push.
Should Jimmy Brennan stay at Essendon? Or has he
Jeez,
made
well,
the
what's going on there? He's stuck.
Neil, has he made the right choice, Jimmy Brennan? Should he have stayed at Essendon?
No, made the right choice to go on a Brunswick. Oh, wow.
But he's not going to see no cutbacks. It doesn't
What
matter.
a run by Colby
He
J.
won.
What a fail.
And what a ball on the outside of the boot.
Geez, that is fantastic vision.
He spun it right onto the bloomin' platter of the right foot. Exquisite through ball.
Great through by ball there by
Scintillating. Big.
Oh, we're not saying that.
Yeah, it wasn't a goal. We don't remember. Get out of the commentary box if you don't want to make any sense.
Ridiculous, big.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I'm chopping you up, Statman.
Chopping me up.
Yeah.
Still some good passenger play there by Johnny Perez. You're talking about big.
And I'm trying to commentate a goal, and then you're trying to chop me up while I'm commentating the goal.
Let's get on with the game, man. Jimmy Brennan to bring into play, long throw forward there to Ricardo Castro. Juggling
Ricky!
It was not a handball, not at all.
And he let him know about it, though.
It was on top of the shoulder, correct decision by a match referee. Just see the replay. Oh, that's quality by Ricardo
And
Castro.
he turned Cooper like cake. Did you love the way he just gave Cooper a bit of a push here? Watch this. Watch this. Get out of my way, buddy. No time for you. I'm putting you back in the net.
And what an exquisite finish there by Ricky Castro. And he's got a sub.
Exquisite.
Big burn.
Sharp balls.
Huge.
He's in line for a big game, too.
He had a big game last week before. The Punisher. There he is now. Is he going to strike?
Oh, Christos. Il spectacular. What a save.
Just talking about sharp balls, he almost did the job right there. He's looking for the ball again.
No. And he's upset with himself.
Coming back to
Because
Lindsay Michael
half-time
Sharp.
is looming. And Christos just sent it down the passageway there. And that just shows you
Right up, my
it shows you how much Brunswick has them on the road.
We named the Pasco Vale game and the El Clasico. What are we going to name the Melbourne Brunswick game? Because they live up to that.
Mini Classico.
Mini Clasico's big burn.
As we just got through some technical difficulties, I believe our cameraman just spotted Nick Nikitas blinking, and was that amazing? He forgot to film for a second.
Gentlemen, free kick. What's going to happen here?
Oh,
It's going to be a
classic North Melbourne.
free over the ball. Didn't see it coming.
Good front save.
Yes. Is that a goal from the corner? Yes, it is. Own
Leg
goal.
has come off the inside leg of Antoni.
How did he get through there?
Was taking a deflection off the inside of the leg and beaten Brennan at the near post, thinking he was going to intercept the ball across the D. It's cut back inside him and beat him at the near post.
Yeah, right, Stady. A lot depends on the next goal. That ball too far for the masseuse. He slides back so ever silkily on that Johnson & Johnson. Mr. 360. This is dangerous.
Oh!
Christos should have stayed, you reckon?
Oh, there's a bit of love there. I don't think Postelakis liked that one.
Well, let's just see the replay exactly what happened.
Christos should have stayed. There was a defender in front of him. There was no need for him to
It
come
adds
on.
anything in it, either the North Melbourne adds a little.
Oh, well, look, Christos has come over the top anyway, so that was
Cooper was a little bit taken out, I'll give him that, but
They were clearly the third best side.
Yes, but then
again, yes, we're going to talk about the omissions from the team.
yeah, then enough. It was a consistent team, week in, week out, the same player with Rockin'
And Munya Nadzeo as well.
Yes,
Two very capable players. Oh,
and don't forget Danny now laughing.
Ruzi Roslin.
Week in, week out was here. Adonis Apostolakis, week in, week out.
all these players listen to him and they follow his instructions.
Well, he's got 6 on the bench, so it proves how much respect the players have got for him. Everyone comes and plays for Milton Sackers.
Absolutely, Neil. Cooper!
Oh,
Was that off the upright?
close, agonisingly close.
Well, that was the chance there. He had an open goal and there was just enough pressure put on by Al Gharabi back there. It's a time for the second half specialist. Scored 2 crackers last week. 2 stunning crackers.
It's bring on Alex Yankovic.
Let's start a chant.
There he is! Who is he? Barry Anton! Oh, what a strike. Oh, that was going just on the pigeon right there.
The best.
Could have taken that, Christos.
He's frothing out there, Christos. Him and his brother
Geez,
have had,
Barry Anton's not very happy with the surface.
they've had words all night, Antonius and Christos, the 2 brothers. No love lost out there.
Neil. Oh!
Oh, Barriento's not happy there.
Well, the second half specialist, as he's known, almost provided the magic spark there. And, Barry Antos, frustrated there.
They wanted Brunswick, they wanted at least a point out of this game. Oh, if not,
Oh,
all 3. Yankovic Harris goes down.
That was rough.
No need for that.
He was vulnerable.
What an
there.
important time of the game to do that. And Adam Cooper finishes Brunswick. Matty Italiano, you have a good hard look at yourself, because Brunswick desperately needed some points in this game, and you probably cost your team 1 or probably 3 points.
Although it was highly unlikely that Brunswick were going to get the win.
You just don't know.
But that's exactly right. You don't give away an unnecessary foul when there's seconds on the clock.
And that's the
You just don't
full
do it.
time.
It's called sportsmanship.
Well said, Big Bird. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, no, it was a very tough game. 5-4, I think it finished, and we knew Brunswick were going to be dangerous, and that's the message that Milton gave us before the game. He said, they've got some very good players, and they got Roos and Mike back this week, and they scored about 50 goals between them last season, so we knew it was going to be tough, and I'm just happy with 3 points. Given by a goal, it's 3 more points and keeps us ahead.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Futbol Town Show. After a scintillating match of the round between Brunswick and North Melbourne, fans stuck around for the mid-table clash of Metropolitan and Fitzroy. And they were pleased to see quite a goal fest. It was Yusuf Avdic with the typical Yusuf Avdic finish from the corner kick. What a walloping shot that has on him. It was Fitzroy though, and the Italian international, with some brilliant futsal. What passing that was to set up the equaliser. Metro though, too much for the Fitzroy team to deal with. New manager Adrian Diotenzo on the night was to be taught a lesson in futsal. The Sky Blues of Metro, of course, facing Prahran in Friday night League Cup action. They were looking to get some good form heading into that massive clash. Yusuf Avdic and Alexander Stevanovic once again at it again, giving Metropolitan a 6-1 lead heading into half-time. Dino Redzepovic chipped in one before half-time. He's going to have to be in great form, along with brother Alia, if they want to take down the cup specialist, FC Prahran. They will be pumped on the night. Fitzroy staged somewhat of a comeback towards the second half. A typical Metropolitan sluggish side seemed to take the foot off the pedal. They've been known to do it in the past and actually drop points, so fans were kept on the edge of the seat right until the stroke of full time. Manager Adrian Diotenzo, well, he seemed to have learnt his lesson in the first half. He got the Fitzroy lads pumped up. Quite a good comeback and quite promising signs, but Fitzroy, of course, not safe from the relegation zone as yet. Metro are out of the title race this season, but they are desperate for their first piece of silverware.
We started playing better and better. We had an unlucky start to the season, and we slowly progressed and got better and better. And hopefully, the Cup, as I always say, we'll challenge and we'll see what happens.
If Metro are to contend for any cups this season, they face a mighty task this Friday night in FC Prahran. Prahran on this night were facing bottom boys Richmond. Richmond with a slight chance of getting out of that automatic disqualification last place spot. They were State League champions last season, and this season, well, they could be heading right back down into it. Taylor Naxoy there rattling the goals of Charmy, and well, for another consecutive week, Michael Charmy found himself in the back of the net quarter. The big goalkeeper looking to find his own form heading into cup action. A bit of luck saw Ahmed Azam level scores for the Prahran side, but a pumped up Richmond on the night saw themselves going into half-time with a 3-2 lead. A returning Victor Zaya, along with the usual suspect Giuseppe Amanal, being the likely goal scorers for this Richmond outfit. The second half, however, was all Prahran. Ahmed Azam with a lovely pigeonhole finish. Week in, week out, we've been saying that his confidence has grown since leaving Pascoe Vale and joining FC Prahran. What a major transfer that was. The great foot skills of Barbosa once again gave Prahran the lead. A valiant Richmond, however, pushed and pushed right until the final whistle. Just too much class on the night, however, once again from Barbosa. Followed up by a typical back post finish by the back post specialist, Benny the Badger Armstrong. 3 points Prahran's way on the night.
I mean, the games we've played throughout the season, we've matched up to everyone. We're just missing that little bit of luck, the touch in front of goal, but we believe we can go all the way, and we're all really close, man, within the team. We all
of each other. We want to try and do as much as we can. So we're fairly confident within our team that we can go all the way. But then again, one match at a time. We shouldn't start looking at finals or semis. We'll look after Metro on Friday and then take it from there, mate, to be honest.
In a night of up and down results, perhaps the most closely contended clash was always going to come down to FC Bowen taking on the Green Machine of Ashburton. The two teams went into the clash on equal points. Both, however, desperate for some FOS Cup glory, and Ivan Zilic, well, with him at the helm of this Bowen side, they could pose a real threat. At the other end, it was the French international Soufiane Soufi with some great footwork who got Ashburton the equaliser, and shortly after was their newest signing, Agwek, a lovely throw and a lovely header. Bowen pushed, but it was the Kitharida show, once again earning his nickname as the gymnast. Save after save. Just check out this double one here. Fans really loving that stuff. It went down to the 5th foul spot before half-time. Fired up Ashburton, just a little bit too feisty out there. Tommy Robinson, however, stepped up and off the bench. Well, what a great player he's proved for manager Maurice Cristiano, time and time again, popping up and doing his bit. A fired up Ivan Zilic once again spearheaded a Bowen comeback. Kitharidis, however, was determined to get the 3 points for Ashburton on the night. Once again, it was a Kitharidis show, and he had plenty of help from the crossbar and upright. Once again, it went down to the 5th foul spot, and a courageous Tony Saric on the night stepped up and converted 3 of them. They proved to be a very important 3 goals. Ashburton seemed to always keep a 2-goal cushion, but with just 5 minutes left, well, Bowen and manager Matty O'Bede, well, he got them pumped up in this Bowen side stage, an epic comeback. Fans who stuck around were really pleased with this one. It was Robert Zandwarni who found himself in great form and great space here to convert the winner. Just check out the celebration. This is what it's all about here at the V-League Premiership. Great scenes to wrap up the night.
Well, as you can see, we hit about, 21 posts. But look, we made hard work of it. We didn't play really good in the first half, but ball and spirit at the end prevailed and we got our result that we needed. So yeah, it worked out good.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Another round summed up in the run home to the V-League Premiership. Essendon, well, they're in great form, taking out their rivals in the next round of League Cup action. Pascoe Vale and North Melbourne maintaining winning ways. Metro and Paran, well, they're also in great form heading into Friday night action. And Bowen with that classic victory at the end there. Let's see what that means for the title race. Well, of course, North Melbourne just superior. A lot is going to come down to El Clasico, the huge derby clash, the highly anticipated clash this Wednesday night. Coming up, come down to Futsalroos, 407 Victoria Street, Brunswick to check out that one. It's always a massive crowd and a great environment. The relegation battle's heating up, and one race which is also heating up is the top goal scorers award as usual. It's Maxi, the magical one, Avram, who is the only contender really for Joao da Silva. Although you've got to watch out for the French international, Soufiane Soufi. He's capable of scoring bags week in, week out, along with, of course, the little emperor, Ali Redzepovic. But the golden boy, the past 2-time winner, Joao da Silva, is looking good for that one. As I mentioned earlier, El Clasico coming up. That is going to be massive. Also look out for Ashburton versus Metro. And well, even that first clash there, Essendon versus Richmond. Oh, who can forget Paran versus Brunswick? Ladies and gentlemen, well, what can I say? They're all great clashes when it comes down to the Nike V-League Premiership. It all starts, however, of course, with the State League. That is where teams battle it out to make their way up to V-League glory. Things have really heated up for that first spot. A while ago, it looked like Collingwood were pretty to win that one, but from out of nowhere, Albert Park and a bunch of other teams are shooting right up that adder. What a run home it is for the State League. Ladies and gentlemen, what another great night it's been. Thanks for joining us. Now sit back and enjoy Goal of the Week time. Electrifying start to round 18 football here. Essendon can't quite seem to get out of their defence. On it's Vasilevsky! Well, we saw him in League Cup action, finishing the bottom corner time and time again. And he's come out here on a Wednesday afternoon and absolutely walloped the hell out of it.
Yeah, what else can you say about this? Great interception, put his body on the line, and that was a sweet finish, Neil.
forward. They just seem like they have the legs out there.
Oh, geez, Radwani got up early there.
Warning with the rad specky.
I saw a step ladder on behind the Frenchman.
It was known as the mountain goat. Dang.
He's in the D! Oh! Brado! Radwani! Disposal! Radwani! Disposal!
Oh no, Radwani, he's letting get back.
Get in it! Oh! Radwani! That is it!
My word, I was gonna say he's giving him a chance to get back on the line, but he's made mincemeat of 3 of them out there. Watch this, Kadrinas down.
Oh, the zoo joined the elastic and broke again in the left leg this time.
You've got yourself a dodgy Asian-made toy out there, and he's just gonna keep breaking because it's made in China.
Get on it. Segue.
Comments, drops, Hayden Orr,
Commentary.
Richie Ferguson. Sastre, Richie. Back to Sastre.
Oh, the Italian, what a move! What a move! Oh! That has got to be one of the goals of the week, Leon.
What futsal. What scintillating passing futsal. And usually Metropolitan are the kings of this kind of passing futsal game. And Fitzroy here, well, just exquisite, brilliant stuff. Look at that.